Joined now by Father Tim Breen, used to be a team chaplain for Creighton, also attended Loyola Chicago. Tim, tell me a little bit about how the Jesuit Invitational was revived this year.
Sure, yeah. So it goes back to the 1990s originally. Head coach Ray O'Connell at Loyola Chicago wanted to bring together different Jesuit schools with men's soccer programs to celebrate the shared heritage, to do some other activities around that, and some really involved, really passionate alums who are really thankful for the impact Jesuit education had on them are the ones who have been working for a few years to bring this back. And so fortunately, post-COVID, with some head coaches that were really excited about this, we were able to bring this tournament back and have Creighton, Loyola Chicago, and USF all be involved, which was really cool.
Now, you were able to get 4 sites for community service on Friday, and the 3 teams split up. Talk a little bit about where the teams went and why you chose those 4 sites.
Yeah, so working with local people here who know the sites better. Actually, a couple of the places we went to when I was working with the Creighton team here years ago. And so I only went with a couple of the groups. So we had a group go to Chicago Jesuit Academy. We had some other different places around town. And you mentioned that they the team split up and split up and then recombined. And that was a really cool thing. I think it was really a great collaborative project to do that, but also to, for them as soccer players to see that in a place like Omaha, which is such a great soccer city, to have places where, for the players, your passion and your skills in soccer can have a real big impact on your local community. And so I think there was a really powerful reminder there. So most of the places we picked, had a soccer piece, but were really good ways for these guys to use the skills and talents they already have to impact people here in Omaha.
Now, is the plan for this to continue and possibly rotate to other places?
Absolutely, yeah. So we want to be realistic, of course. So we're looking at 2 years from now. We want to do this again. It sounds like we will probably move to Loyola Chicago to host the next one. Of course, the hope is that Loyola and Creighton, because of all the alum and other connections, will be 2 schools who will always be involved, and we hope to keep rotating, inviting other Jesuit schools from across the country to be a part.
Just reflecting, the community service aspect was important. Why is it important? And then how do you feel the entire event went?
Yeah, it's important because it's a good reminder of what the Jesuit mission is about. And, already with athletics, we kind of do a good job of this because it's a good reminder that education, formation, and growth don't just happen in the classroom. And in athletics, we already know this because we're doing a lot and teaching a lot of the same life lessons just in between the lines, in practice, in games. So the community is another environment where we do that. And so that by going out into the community and having an impact, it's a helpful learning experience for these guys because the goal of Jesuit education is to impact and form young people so that they can then go and impact their community and their world. And so I think this was a helpful reminder, a powerful reminder for these guys that, this is something you guys can do and you're not the only ones doing this. There's a whole tradition you're a part of that you can keep doing this going forward.
And how would you say everything went?
I think things went really well. I think it took, a couple moments for, I think, the guys to get used to doing this with guys from other teams. But I think once we got there, it was really cool. The teams had a lot of fun. At the placement I went to, we had an Argentinian player and a player from Portugal. And so the kids were having a whole Messi versus Ronaldo debate, which was a lot of fun. It was good to see everybody get involved. But I think it was a lot of fun, and I think it was really impactful.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Johnny, thanks for joining us. I wanted to speak specifically with you about the Jesuit Invitational. This is something that was restarted from original idea by Loyola. I want to get your thoughts on the Invitational itself before we get into the actual event, but just your thoughts on the Invitational itself.
No, I think it was a wonderful event, and scheduling can get convoluted, and it's very challenging. But I'm really happy, and I'm really proud of all the 3 institutions that came together for a great cause. And so what better way to be able to show service for others where we can come together outside of the competitive boundaries of a soccer field to be able to unite and give back to the community.
You spoke about being able to come together off the soccer field. It was really competitive on the soccer field on Thursday and Sunday, but how important is it that you guys did get together? And it wasn't Creighton going to one site, San Francisco to another. You intermingled all 3 teams for 4 different community service sites.
Yeah, I know it was amazing to be able to see these guys come together, intermingled at these sites like you spoke of, and be able to give back to our community. And I think it shows that through sport, we can come together for all things. And when we're able to come together for service for others, as these three institutions did over the last 3-4 days. It's a beautiful thing.
Now, is it the plan to continue this in 2 years at Loyola? That's what Father was speaking of.
Yeah, I know the plan is to try and do it every other year, simply because it is so difficult when it comes to scheduling, and the fact that there's only a limited amount of Jesuit schools around the country. But so the plan is to try and do it every 2 years. So 2026 would be the next one that we're trying to get planned.
All right, Johnny, thanks. Thank you very much.
All right, you got it.